Hello guys, how are you all doing? If you're new here, my name is Lori and you're welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about self-esteem, how to build your self-esteem at the workplace. I feel like this is something which is not being talked about a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of conversation about self-esteem, but this particular area of self-esteem is not being talked about a lot. So if you think this is a content which interests you, please do keep watching. Self-esteem generally is how you feel about yourself, your self-worth and capabilities. It's basically that little voice inside that tells you if you're good enough or if you're not good enough. And really, I'm happy with the fact that for recent years, there's been a lot of conversation about this, which has helped improve a lot of people's self-esteem. If I may chip in this, self-esteem might come from different situations. Sometimes when you're growing up, some people that have experienced bullying and all of that will suffer from self-esteem and things like that. And talking about self-esteem on the work side is mostly for adults. Now you already have an idea about, you might have a good social life, have a good relationship life, but when it comes to the job side, when it comes to working, you're still struggling with finding out if you're the perfect fit, if you're even worth your paycheck, if you're going to lose your job. So many negative thoughts that in turn turns to reduce your self-esteem on the job. Building your self-esteem is not supposed to be a subject to people's affirmations, really, because sometimes people will have different opinions on how they want you to look, how they feel you should appear, what they think is best fit for you. So if you're living life based on what this person recommended, what this person feels is the idea of your own perfection, then you start suffering from self-esteem. Because even as at now, with the way I look, which is not too bad by the ways, I know that. So yeah, you will still find some people tell me, oh, you're too skinny, something which is not really being talked about a lot. I'll give an example for myself. Prior to my current changing of job and something like that, during my process of other interviews, it affected my self-esteem in the fact that I started feeling not worthy enough to be in the profession that I am. Because prior to that, I went to so many interviews which I was turned down for so many different reasons. There are some reasons which I didn't even know about. Sometimes it's, oh, they wanted a male but it's a female. Sometimes it'll be because of this. Sometimes there were no reasons at all. So that started affecting my self-esteem, that I'm not good enough for this profession or something like that. Then what broke the camel's back at one point was when I went for a job interview. From the word go, after the aptitude test, I went on the one-on-one interview. From the word go, the sort of questions that were asked during the interview, like, I doubted myself. I already felt like I'm a loser. I'm not going to get this. Then after that, there was a very simple question that was asked. And that is what I would ordinarily know at my fingertip. But I basically blanked out and my mind was blank. I could not think, nothing was processing. And I stayed mute for minutes because so many thoughts were just running through my mind. And when I walked out that door, I know I wasn't going to get the job, but it affected my self-esteem greatly. That walking out of that door, I told myself, like, interviews, I'm done. I'm not going for any interview again. Like, maybe this is not for me or something like that. And even after that, I had so many invitations for interview which I didn't go because the scenario of the former kept playing in my head and I felt like it's not worth it. So yeah, that is struggling with self-esteem as a professional or on the job side of things like that. So many people are dealing with a lot of self-esteem, and the bad thing about struggling with self-esteem on the job side is that it brings about ripple effects of failures and errors. And if you doubt yourself, you feel like you're not good enough, it affects how you perform on the job side, which affects the organization. So you get what I'm talking about. So it's something which we have to prioritize. We have to talk about more. So yes, self-esteem, dealing with self-esteem, low self-esteem on the job side, one of the major causes is mistakes. Like you can do a mistake, and if you don't have a good boss that knows how to reprimand while encouraging you, will turn to really reduce you, talk down on you, insult you. There are some people or superiors that don't know how to talk. I can tell you for a fact, and you can take that to the bank. I've had experience of that when I started off with all this, the accounting stuff. When I was still learning, I just finished my NYC and everything. Man, I had a boss that it wasn't funny at all. So yeah, some of those things, if you're not strong-minded, if you don't know who you are, if you're still in doubt, tends to reduce your self-esteem. And what that causes is that you end up making the same mistakes you are afraid about. You end up making the same mistakes. I was talking with a friend at one time, and he was like, I prefer working in a place where I feel like a king than a place where and I'm paid lower than what I'm getting now, than a place where I'm paid more and I feel like a goat, if you understand what he's trying to say. So basically, like, so many people deal with these issues and it's affecting their jobs. So away from this, let's just dive into some of the tips of helping your self-esteem. Let's face it, that if you don't deal with it, what you're afraid of, you might end up getting it. For example, if you're afraid of losing your job and it's affecting your self-esteem, you end up making so many mistakes that will in turn cause you to lose that job. So it's something which we should deal with and address it properly. So the first tip on building your self-esteem on the job side is identify and challenge that negative thought. At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. Even that boss you're too scared of, you don't want to offend, you don't want to, he also makes his mistakes. Okay, so no one is indispensable. The only thing is, make sure that, or being certain that you're giving your best. Some people are just naturally so reckless. Okay, if that is a weakness, then try to work on it. But in a situation where you're giving your all and you make little mistakes, which is not taken lightly, and that had repercussions or things like that, just take it easy on yourself. Identify those challenges or those negative thoughts and address it. You can start by telling yourself, like, man, I'm more than this, I got this, I'm more than this, it was a mistake, and everyone make mistakes, and I'm going to try to make amends and prevent it from not happening again. The second is build positive relationships. Positive relationships helps a lot. There are some people, instead of helping you, for example, you've done something and you're already feeling bad, and you go and explain to this person with the hope that you get encouragement and things like that, and the person rather, pushes you away or talk more down on you, and you end up feeling like killing yourself. So try to know those people that are very positive, that have positive vibes. For example, you can meet a colleague, be like, oh man, like this other day, someone that can even explain his or her own mistake, like, see what happened, but I thought it was going to result in it, but it didn't. So just get over it. It happens sometimes. So identify those people that are positive, that such that you can draw strength from when you are faced with such incidents. The next is give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. Basically, what this means is almost relatable to what I said before, is that we all make mistakes. Okay, stop being so hard on yourself. Stop searching for perfection. As long as you're in that job, you'll be confronted with situations which you probably have not met before, and you're going to make some kind of mistakes. What we just pray is that let those mistakes not be fatal. Even if it's fatal, there are people that have done fatal mistakes, like in its term, it's a mistake and they lost their job. Just try to look for the positivity in every negative situation. For example, if you lose your job because of a mistake, either maybe by your fault or not, just tell yourself, okay, maybe this was just a way for me to leave this job. I'm going to get something better. There are better days ahead. It is what it is. I gave my best. If it turned out like this, well, may God receive all the glory and things like that. Just try to look for positive positivity in every negative situation. That is one way to build your self-confidence in the job side. The fourth and the final is improve your physical health, improve your mental health. Generally, all the other tips I've given is about improving mental health, improving physical health. For example, if you're a lady, you're a guy, and you're not feeling good about yourself physically, maybe issues from childhood, this can also affect your esteem on the job. This can also be exhibited on the job. That will also make people, look at you in a certain way and probably not perform up to full potential. So first of all, give yourself a break. Know you're unique. Just know you're beautiful. No matter what it is, you are beautiful. Some people will like you and some people would not. Like me, I know some people don't like people that are slim. Like now in the 21st century, they're looking for all the booties and all the behinds and all of that. So I think I got a little behind. I think I've got a little something there. But yeah, and I know not everyone is gonna like that. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. That's what I tell myself, okay? If it's you're wanting, like, I've met some people like, oh, if you're fat, sometimes all this kind of men like, you're fat, I'll be like, well, it's okay. I also got people that like me like this. And guess what? I'm looking very flat, okay? Just try to own it, alright? Own yourself. There's this kind of confidence that exudes and attracts people or get people thinking the way you want them to think. There are times when I made a mistake. I know I made a mistake, but man, I still own it, okay? Yeah, it's a mistake, like the name. Alright, I'm gonna do better, but it's a mistake. I'm sorry about it. You can kill me for it. Do you understand? Okay? So you have to look for a means of, owning yourself, build your self-confidence, dress right, look for what fits your body type, look for what fits your body tone, put on a little makeup if you, just look good, smell good and everything, and just own it, own yourself. In whatsoever shape or body you have, just own it. So improve on your physical health and your mental health. At the end of the day, take this to the bank. No one is perfect. You've probably heard this before, but no one is perfect. I am perfect. Okay, that person you think is perfect probably have some situations they're dealing with. We all at some point or the other have had things that made us feel bad about ourselves, that made us feel down. That person you think is high and mighty is probably struggling with something. So you should know you're not alone. So do not let it weigh you down. And if you make a mistake on the job site, just know it's a mistake. It's not supposed to deter you or make you continue making that mistake. It's just supposed to make you feel better, feel relaxed, and help you think on how to improve on that mistake and how to prevent it from happening. Really, if you're under pressure, you're making mistakes and you're getting overwhelmed by that mistake, you just keep making mistakes. I've seen it happen where people that make mistakes and they're really feeling bad and they just keep making the same mistakes. But if you take it lightly, you relax, you work on it, you can learn further, you can ask questions on how not to do this anymore or how you can do this in a different way that yields a positive result, and it makes it all the more better. After all said and done, it's your girl, okay? If this is your first time watching, please let it not be your last time. This is a channel for you. Please like, share, subscribe my videos, and it's gonna be appreciated. It's your girl. You are welcome to this place.